What's up guys, this is Dennis with Luke Zan Jewelry. If you've been thinking about getting a 4mm rope chain, there's a good chance you asked yourself this question: is the 4mm too big? And honestly, this is one of the most common questions people have when they're trying to decide between the 3mm and the 4mm rope chain. Online, that 1mm difference can sound small, but in real life, it definitely changes the look. So in this video, I want to give you the honest truth about the 4mm rope chain. Who is it good for? Who it may not be good for? And why it has become one of the most popular rope chain sizes. Now, let me say this right away. The 4mm rope chain is not too big for everyone, but it can feel too big depending on the look you want. And that is the honest truth. If you want a chain that stays more subtle, more low-key, and more quiet on the neck, then yes, the 4mm may feel like a little too much for you. But if you want a chain with more fullness, more presence, and more visual weight while still being very wearable, the 4mm is one of the best rope chain sizes you can buy. That is exactly why the 4mm continues to be one of the most popular rope chain sizes on the website. Now, based off the website's analytics, the 3mm and the 4mm rope chains are the two sizes people keep coming back to the most. And I think that makes perfect sense. Both of these sizes fit a lot of people really well. Whether you are thinner, more built up, or somewhere in between, these two sizes usually stay in that sweet spot where they are really easy to wear and easy to style. At the end of the day, you can't really go wrong with the 3mm or the 4mm. Now, the 3mm has that subtle, clean, stress-free look, and the 4mm takes that same classic rope chain style and gives it more body, more fullness, and a little bit more presence while adding just a little bit more weight. And that is really the lane that the 4mm rope chain lives in. It has more weight to it, it feels good on the neck, and it has more presence without going so big that it feels hard to wear every single day. That balance is what makes the 4mm so good. A lot of people want more than a 3mm, but they don't want to jump into something that feels overly heavy or too loud. The 4mm sits right in that sweet spot. It has enough size to stand out more, but it still feels clean, wearable, and comfortable. And that is the huge reason why it is so popular. When people hear 4mm, sometimes they think it's going to be too much. But a well-made 4mm rope chain is not oversized. It just has a more confident look. You can see more of the rope chain design. You get more shine. You get more fullness on the chest. And for a lot of guys, that is exactly what they're looking for. And one thing to point out is none of our rope chains are hollow. They are solid all the way through. And here's another thing that matters is the weight. The 4mm has a very good feel on the neck. It gives you enough weight to feel like you're wearing something real, a chain with presence, but it usually does not cross into that territory where it feels like you're wearing too much on the neck for an everyday wear. So when people ask if the 4mm is too big, I think the better question is this: too big for what? Too big for everyday wear? Absolutely not. Too big for a clean, more noticeable look? I don't think so. Too big for layering? No. Too big if you want something very subtle? For some people, I would say yes. And that is why this really comes down to your personal style. A lot of times what makes this hard to determine is body size. A chain can look one way on one person and different on someone else. That is why just looking at the photos online does not always tell the full story. The same 4mm rope chain can read differently depending on the neck size, the height, the build, and even the length you choose. But that is also why the 4mm works so well. For so many people, it lands in that range where it still fits a wide variety of body size. If you are thinner, it can give you a stronger look without being overboard. If you are more built up, it can still hold its own and not disappear too easily. That is part of what makes it such a reliable size. If you want something with more presence that still stays wearable, 4mm makes a lot of sense. It is one of those sizes that can stand on its own and it still feels right. It does not need a pendant. It does not need another chain next to it to make an impression. It has enough body to carry the look by itself. At the same time, it is still very flexible. You can wear it alone, you can layer it, you can stack it with other chains. And so even though it has more presence than a 3mm, it still gives you option. For a lot of guys, that is exactly what they want. They want a rope chain that still feels classic, but they also want a little more from it. They want more fullness, they want more shine, they want a chain that shows up better on the chest, especially if they're wearing it alone. That is where the 4mm rope chain fits in perfectly. It is also a great rope chain size for somebody who already knows they want a little more than just subtle. If someone looks at a 3mm and already feels like it might not be enough, the 4mm is usually that size that makes more sense. It gives you that extra presence without getting into a look that feels too bulky for everyday wear. Now, when it comes to the 4mm, is it too big? No, not if you want a rope chain with more fullness, more presence, good weight on the neck, and more visual impact while still keeping it wearable for everyday use. But yes, it can feel too big if your goal is more subtle, quieter, low profile look. And that's just the honest truth. The 4mm rope chain is not meant to be the biggest chain in the room. It is meant to be a strong, balanced, everyday chain that is easy to wear without going overboard. And that is exactly why it continues to be one of the most popular rope chain sizes out there, especially on our website. If you guys are trying to figure out whether the 4mm is right for you, hopefully this video helped you make that decision a lot easier. Thank you guys for watching this video all the way to the end. Much love, respect. I'll see you guys in the next video.